Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Chișinău, Moldova. We are back. Today we are out on the streets again, and today we're heading back to the Plaza of National Assembly, the center plaza for Chișinău, where we filmed our first video actually here in Chișinău. And we're heading back there today for a little event. The plaza is going to look very different than it did in that first video because today is Moldova's National Wine Day, and they're having a festival, a wine festival in the plaza, and it only happens once a year, so we happen to be here for it. So let's go check it out. Come along. So walking up towards the plaza here, it's a few blocks up, and I'm pretty cool. I think it's going to be pretty cool to see this festival. Now, it's more than just wine. I mean, certainly it centers on wine. There's probably going to be wine-related things, like wine tasting and wine classes, I guess, and things like that. There's also, I'm imagining going to be a lot of food, and it looks like maybe some performances as well. It seems like they close off the whole plaza and the streets around it, and everybody just comes out and has a really good time. Now, even though it is National Wine Day, we're going on a Sunday. It's 2 days. It was Saturday and Sunday. But yesterday, it was raining. It was pouring rain all day. So I decided not to go on Saturday and decided to show up here on Sunday when it's a little nicer. The sun is out a little bit. It's a little warmer. It's not raining. So perfect day to go. All right, we are approaching the Great National Assembly Square right here, and it looks like there are a lot of people here, man. Obviously, this is one of the most important, one of the most important festivals in for Chișinău and for Moldova in general. It looks like there's a lot of people here. Of course, Moldova, it's National Wine Day. They're a huge wine producer, and they're famous for their wine, actually, not just within Moldova, but also a couple months ago when we were in Romania. Talked to people in Romania and mentioned that I was planning in the future to visit Moldova, and they all said, "Oh, the wine." So they're famous around, just out, not just in Moldova for the wine. Also, Moldova was one of the major wine producers for the entire Soviet Union when it was part of the Soviet Union. So back in the Soviet days, they were a major wine producer. I think at their peak production, they were producing almost half of the wine for the Soviet Union, which of course I would imagine the other half was coming probably from Georgia, I'm guessing, where we were. We were in Georgia for a couple of months, and also a former Soviet republic, and also a very, very prolific producer of wine. But anyway, right across the street here is the wine festival. Look at that. They have the whole square closed down, and there's a bunch of stuff going on. There's a bunch of tents up. I gotta figure out, I think it's free to get in, but then I don't know if there's some sort of pass that allows you to taste the wine, or if you go to each booth individual. I don't know if each booth is for a different vineyard. I don't know how this works, but we're gonna head across the street and find out. Here, the Moldovan Government House. Government House building, sitting closed today, of course, for the National Wine Day. Man, there are a ton of people here. This place is packed. Very, very different. Very different from our first visit here. Still very cool. are different vineyards, different wineries. And there's also some delicious food being cooked around here somewhere. The band over there is playing like some very, what I imagine is like traditional folk music. Very, very cool. And at this end, this is actually back at the end where we came in, there is the Scuola Vignuloi. It's like a wine school, basically, the wine school, where I guess they teach you about wine. There's a whole, like, the big sign in the middle shows where like each one of the booths are numbered. They're all numbered. It's all mapped out. It's actually very well organized. But the square here, as mentioned, very different from the first video. There's the Arc de Triomphe from the first video with the clock on it. Very cool. And as you can see, the sun is starting to come out. And man, it's a very, very nice day. A very nice day here for the wine festival. Everybody out having a lot of fun. Anyway, I think we should visit one or many of these little wine booths and see what's going on. We should get some wine. I want to get some food. I think first we're gonna we're gonna find one of these booths and get some wine. Then I'm gonna follow my nose to the smell of cooking food. And we're gonna get some food too. And maybe we'll listen to some more of the band. So that was super chill. So what happened was I got the wine at that stand, and I just wanted a place to sit down. I had these little tables, and I said there was a seat open, but there were some guys already sitting there. I just sort of motioned like, "Hey, can I sit down here?" They said, "Yeah, come on, sit down." 3 dudes, super cool dudes, Igor, Vitali, and Stepan, and they did not speak any English. I don't speak hardly any Romanian. I think they spoke a little Russian. I don't speak very much Russian. It was a little tricky, but you know, they were super nice, man. They offered me some food to eat. They gave me some homebrewed wine. I think it was homebrewed wine. It was really good. It's kind of strong. And it was cool, man. I met this other super cool dude. His name was Greg. He's actually from the United States. So we got to talk a little bit. I met his wife and his son. I think his wife's name was Dima, I think. Oh, gosh, I can't remember his son's name. Oh, man, Greg, I'm sorry, man. If you see this video, I'm sorry I don't remember their names, man. That homebrew was strong. Anyway, I'm walking down towards this other end of the festival here, where all the tents seem to have like smoke rising out from them, and it smells delicious over here, which makes me think that this is the food section, and that's good because I want to find some delicious food. Man, look at this place. Yeah, but I mean that was super chill. Look, super cool. I haven't been here in Moldova for very long, but people have been very, very nice so far. It's a little hard when you don't really speak the language, but still, even though we don't speak the same language, I've met very cool people here. Very, very cool. So the food section of the festival over here was amazing. Just stand after stand after stand that always seemed to be grilling up delicious looking meats, skewers of like big chunks of pork and little like Cornish hens or game birds or something, and sometimes like big, like a whole side of some sort of animal, lamb or something, and really, really delicious. They also were like frying up delicious looking fry breads, pastries, all kinds of stuff like that. There were people crowded all up in there, and at the other end of the table, they would always have like sides and pre-prepared salads and all kinds of delicious stuff. I ended up getting a big chunk of like barbecued pork with a nice salad, a cucumber and tomato salad, and this pickled watermelon that was kind of weird, but actually really delicious. Really, really good. Very good. Here in Stephen the Great Park, as you may remember from our first video here in Chișinău, they've set up a little mini carnival, a little mini amusement park down at the end of the food section. And man, that food was delicious. I'm actually still kind of a little hungry, honestly. I may go back. That was the thing about that food section. There were so many stands, and each one of the stands had so many delicious looking things. I just picked a few things, and they were all very delicious. And I think maybe I'll go back and try a little bit more. Maybe I'll wait a little bit. Walk around, will digest a little bit more. Right over here, there's a sign. There's a sign over here that says, like an arch. It says yard sale on it. And I think the stuff on the other side of the sign, sort of all the way down at the far end of the festival, like the opposite end of where we came in. I think this is all like arts, crafts, souvenirs, and stuff like that. You can check this out too. Let's walk through here real quick, just see what they have here. Because of course, you know, this festival is like, it's more than just wine. It's a wine festival, and that's cool. But I mean, all that delicious food, and also like music, performances, and just like hanging out with people and meeting new people too. You know, it's very cool. It's a very cool thing. Yeah, some people have art here. Art, jewelry. This looks like honey and seeds and spices and stuff. We'll head out into the street where there is where we're a little farther away from what I imagine is probably like copyrighted music, and we can continue talking over. Copyrighted music is always tricky with a YouTube channel. Always tricky. But yeah, we got some good stuff here. There's some more food down here. Delicious artisan like charcuterie. Oh yeah, charcuterie, honey, beeswax candles, all kinds of cool stuff. This is nice. Yeah, this is really cool. It goes all the way down one more block. All these artisan stands with like food, but also like arts and crafts. It's very, very cool. And it's a really nice day for this too, man. It's a shame that it rained all day yesterday. They had this planned out for 2 whole days, and there were like events and stuff planned for yesterday since it was the first day. I looked on the schedule, and it's too bad that it was literally raining like pretty much all day. Some honey here, purses, some baked goods, delicious bakery goods. Yeah, that's a real shame. You never know. I mean, it's I guess it's getting, you know, into, I don't know exactly what the weather is like all the time in Moldova. I don't know how often it rains. I know that in the summer it gets pretty hot here, in the winter it gets pretty cold. I mean, but that's like pretty typical. I imagine the weather here is just pretty similar to like Romania, because it's, you know, Moldova is like right next to Romania. This area, many hundreds of years ago, way back in the old times, used to be Bessarabia, and it was part of like, I think it was actually part of the Kingdom of Romania way back in the day. And of course, there are a lot of similarities. You know, people speak Romanian here, and you know, it's a subdialect of Romanian. Well, it depends on who you ask, actually. We're going to make a whole video about that, I think, coming up in the future, about the Moldovan language, which is a very interesting story about whether or not Moldovan like in Moldova, they speak a separate language, or if it's just like a dialect of Romanian. It's a very interesting question. You're going to get a different answer depending on who you talk to. And I think we will make a video about that in the future, so keep an eye peeled for that. Anyway, there's some really, really good looking stuff here. And, ooh, this guy's got olives. Olives and various pickled things. Looks really good. All right, I think though, I do want to make my way back into the food section because, man, like, I'm still a little hungry, and there's plenty of delicious looking stuff to eat back there. And you know, if there's delicious looking stuff to eat, somebody has to eat it, right? Right? Somebody has to eat it. That somebody's gonna be me, goddammit. All right, let's go. So went back to another one of these delicious spots with all the sides and the pastries on one part of the table. And of course, grilling up just huge quantities of delicious looking meat. Again, the big pork chunks and delicious game birds, and once again, some sort of like giant pieces like side of lamb or something like that. I decided this time to get mici, which we had actually before in Romania, but these were different. It's like a sausage, but these were bigger than the Romanian ones. And also I got a placinta cu cartofi, which is like a pastry stuffed with potatoes. I think there's onions in it too. It's really delicious. It has like a dill flavor inside. So like onions, potatoes, dill, very, very delicious. And afterwards, I was officially full. Once again, delicious. That food was delicious as well. Now I am quite full. And I think that's where we're going to end the video here. Because, man, we drank some wine, we ate some delicious food, we met some very, very friendly people, we listened to some very cool music, we got to see a different view of great National Assembly Square. Different from what we had seen before. A big festival with tons of people out enjoying a nice day here in the autumn, the harvest time for National Wine Day here in Chișinău, Moldova. Anyway, from here in Stephen the Great Park, as you can hear the music in the background from the National Wine Festival just over there, I think we end the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I really enjoyed making it, to be honest. There's plenty more coming. There's more coming from here in Chișinău, Moldova. A lot more to see, a lot more to do, and we're going to be seeing and doing it. So stay tuned for that. We will see you in the next one. Astăzi am venit încoace la lume cu gusturi multe. Cine poate lasă joace, cine nu mai